The people of YouTube, welcome back. We've got something else that looks like it's from Age of Sigmar. As you can tell, there's a little Sigmar symbol there. Let us see what this is. Alrighty, we've got some ghouls, it seems. Some underworld. Alright. Ooh, what is that? What is that? What is that? What? Ah, we'll come back to it later. Got some head deeper into the icy depths. Alright, we have Phileas inspired. What the hell? How does this even work? Is it like two little... Yeah, it's two little guys. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me right now? What is this model? So you've got maybe a child on top of this small guy here, which is... Oh, man. It's a priest. I don't know how I feel about this model, chat. I really, really don't. Because I love this part here. This part here, the helmet and the hair. And I like the cloak, but I hate the rest of it, chat. I hate the rest of it. I hate the rest of it. I hate the little, oh, don't pay attention to me. I'm just a little guy. Like, I don't like this. I don't. It is so... Oh, alright. Let's... What else? What else is there? Yep, there's the guy. Alright, we've got... This guy, he's all bandaged up. Pretty cool looking. He's got his... I don't know how I feel about these chains. Maybe if it was like wrapped around his arm or something. Oh, we got... I don't like this. I don't... There's no rhyme or reason for this. Do they get like hit by electricity? Is that what they get, like shocked like Frankenstein's monster? I don't. Mm-mm. Nope. Again, I don't understand what is going on. It would have been cooler if maybe the chains were wrapped around their arms or something, or their waists, or just like bits and pieces of them, like were wrapped like maybe a chains around his neck. I don't. I don't get it, chat. I don't know what the theme is. Oh my god. There you go. There's the face of a champion right there. My name is Bob. I'm really good at doing stuff. I have the spark in my head. It makes me drool just a little bit. I just... Oh, that guy looks like he's... You can tell that guy's been lobotomized. You just... He's not having a good day, chat. He doesn't know where he's at. He wants the ice cream machine. There is no ice cream machine. Not a good day for that guy. Alright, so we've got Gristla inspired. She's a hunter. Ooh. What has happened to her hand? She wants to cook you a dinner though, chat. Ooh. Okay. These guys aren't really bad, but they're not really anything cool looking either. I do like that thing though. I take that back. I like that one the best. Alright, get out of my ladder. Alrighty. I don't play this game either, so maybe these are going to be really good models. I don't know. Descend into the Winter Mall. Find out more. No. I want to go back. I want to go back. I want to show you something. That is really cool. This part here. That looks awesome. But then when you see this guy's model, that kills it. That kills it. I don't know who they got to design this model. It should not have been two people stacked on top of each other. They dropped the ball there. It went from this looking epically really cool and kind of grim dark and scary to comical and just ridiculous and dumb. right, let's find out about these guys.
So there we go. The new Warhammer Underworlds box is just over the horizon. My name's Nick, and I've got John with me from the Warhammer studio to talk all about it.
All right, so this guy's hype, Nick. I think you're faking the hype, my guy. I don't think anybody's going to be really super hyped for this box.
John, good to have you here, man.
Thank you very much.
What is Wintermoor? Tell me.
So Wintermoor is the next evolution in the story of Deathgorge. So Deathgorge was a large ravine, and now what happened is we've gone beneath that again to even deeper underworlds.
It's even colder down there.
Under the underworlds, yeah. It's absolutely awful down there. No one's having any fun. It is a miserable, horrible, cold, frigid place to be. There are horrible giant worms trying to eat you alive. There are horrible parasites crawling in the dark, trying to eat your brain and drink your soul. It's just terrible. And obviously we've got these poor unfortunates here who are right bang in the middle of it.
They've not been wrapped up warm.
No, not even. They've got faith and absolute craziness to keep them warm. So their delusions are keeping them well toasty.
So of course, it's the new season box. It's perfect place to start playing the game, of course.
Unquestionably.
And also great for people who already play the game as well.
Absolutely, yeah. So there's something here for everybody. If you're a current fan of Warhammer Underworlds, you've got 2 brand new war bands, you've got a stack of Rivals decks in there as well, loads of different play styles, loads of cool new mechanics to engage with.
If I was a new player and I saw this box, I would probably either not play this game or I would find an older box set to buy, because like I said, this box set, somebody dropped the ball on this, chat. Somebody dropped the ball on this one really hard.
And if you're brand new to the game, again, it's absolutely perfect. You've got everything in there you need to play the game. You've got your rule book, you've got war bands, you can play against somebody else. They don't even need to get their own box set. You can just play both the same one.
Model.
And they've all got Rivals decks. So there's plenty of like replayability in there as well. You can swap Rivals decks around. You can do Nemesis. You can do Rivals, whatever you like. So loads to get stuck into there.
Now we've got to talk about the miniatures in this box, because they are just brilliant. There's 2 brand new war bands in
Brilliant, he says.
here. Tell us about them, John. What we got?
So where would you like to start? Would you like to start with the delusional Flesh Eater Courts, or the arguably just as delusional Brethren of the Bolt?
We'll start with the slightly more delusional ones.
Slightly more delusional ones. All right,
Yeah.
so we'll go for the Flesh Eater Courts. So this particular warband, their whole shtick is walking up to enemy fighters and whacking lumps off them with their massive cleavers and chains and hooks and all the rest of it, and preparing the meat in the perfect way to serve their lord. And they're, broadly speaking, an aggro-style warbands. What that means for people who don't understand the term is they're all about getting stuck up in your face and shanking you with all the horrible rusty cleavers and spikes that they've got attached to themselves. And the way this warband functions, which is very different, is that there's no recursion. People don't come back to life. So ordinarily what would happen is as soon as you kill a ghoul, 3 more to replace them. However, these are all, you know, very, very highly trained chefs, right? They're the absolute peak of their art. So they're not very easy to replace. And as a result, you only get what you start with.
Okay, so they sound absolutely disgusting, but on the other side of the
rancid.
board, we've got the Brethren of the Bolt.
Correct.
Who
True.
are these guys?
Okay, so the Brethren of the Bolt are they're part of the Cities of Sigmar faction. Broadly speaking, they're all human.
For now.
Mileage may vary. And they are effectively the worshippers of Sigmar. They're the crazy flagellant side of things. However, they have a very, very unique alignment.
This guy, again, he would have been so much cooler if he didn't have this weird shackle thing. Makes no sense, man. It would have been cooler if that was like if the chains were wrapped around his arm.
In the sense that they've all been in some way, shape or form struck by lightning. Now, some of them believe that they were...
So they all been struck by lightning. Okay. Again, this right here, without that, had so much potential going for it.
Were intentionally struck by Sigmar's divine lightning. Some of them were just hitting the head really hard. But they've all got some kind of interaction with the Azerian heavenly divine lightning in some way, shape or form. And they do a couple of unique things. There's 2 really big ones that I'd like to touch on in the time we've got, which is that the first one is they all start inspired, because they start with this kind of etheric charge attached to them. Okay. Every time they blast you with their divine tasers, what happens is all that charge goes out of them, nukes whatever's in front of you, and then all the lightning goes away. At which point they need to be recharged. So what happens is, as you fight through, you can fight through your fighters. So which can increase the range of your melee attack actions, which is really, really good. So it means you're never really quite safe as the opponent. You've really got to play around them very carefully. But effectively, whenever you tase an enemy through one of your friends, they inspire again and they get charged up, which is great. They're a lot of fun to play. They're quite hilarious. Some of the cards are very funny too, and they're really cool.
So the Wintermoor box doesn't just come with those warbands, it also comes with 2 Rivals decks that anyone can use for any warband. Tell us about those.
Absolutely. So yeah, so again, really good incentive to get the box set if you don't even collect these warbands. Yeah. And of course, when you're playing them, you can swap them around as much as you like. So we start with Grindworm's Bite, which is effectively
That's
an
a really cool
environmental
piece of-
disaster deck.
piece of
So these horrible giant worms just come plowing through the board and just devour everything in their path.
So they got killer worms for Doom. That's really cool. I'd rather see models of that than this box set. This box set, hard pass, man, hard pass.
And what the deck allows you to do is not necessarily manipulate them, but effectively get out of the way first.
Now, there's a second Rivals deck in there as well called the Hungering Parasite deck, which is really unique, isn't it? How does it work?
Okay, so the Hungering Parasite is a tiny little fragment of the God Beast Krakatoa, which is this horrible big amorphous glob goo thing. And this tiny little fragment is frozen off and broken. So it's this tiny little bit of a God Beast that's scuttling around. And effectively it's just this frozen chunk, and then whenever something living gets near it, it thaws just enough to just latch onto it. The deck is designed towards...
Gross.
It's a really control style deck. You've got to manipulate the position of either the fighter with the parasite, be it yours or your opponent's, or you've got to kill people with the parasite, or you've got to make sure the parasite's in the right place at the right time. It's easier said than done.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds it.
Because obviously your fighter's uninspired, so they're just not good. They're probably never going to get much better throughout the course of the game. But in addition to that, at the end of a round, if there's no one for the parasite to latch onto, it feeds. Okay, so if there's enemies nearby, they all get staggered, which is great. And if there's no enemies nearby, then the fighter with the parasite takes damage.
Okay.
Which would eventually kill them.
John, thank you so much for coming to talk to us about Warhammer Underworld's Wintermoor. It's been great to look through the box sets, but keep with us, guys. There's more coming up soon.
Some fantastic releases there, and that's not the only announcement we'll have for Warhammer Age of Sigmar during the show either. What could it be? I hear you cry. Well, more on that later. Until then, check these out.
All right, chat. That's gonna end that VOD. That was something else. That's all I will say is that was something else. I don't know what they were thinking. I really don't know what they were thinking with the two. I have things to say, but they'd get me in trouble. All right, with that, to the people over on the YouTube, bye.